Start it off.
Ba-dum-bum.
Hi. Welcome back to episode
16.
17.
Gosh, I am so behind every time.
17? 16? I don't know. We're getting up there, though.
Yeah.
Our followers are growing again.
I know,
We're
3,000.
We're across 3,000.
That's amazing.
Just in time because TikTok might shut down.
Oh, God.
RIP TikTok. Thanks a lot, Donald Trump. I don't know if it's
What are you
going
going to do?
Well, I'm diversifying. I mean, I talked about this on one of our first episodes, when I was growing on TikTok, and I said, until they shut down the app, because these things happen. I'll troll, I'll get really popular, and then they'll shut it down. And it might happen, but
So
it might
you're kind
not.
of used to this.
I know, I kind of expected it, but also I didn't expect to get to 300,000 followers is where I'm at now. So
Yeah.
moving on up. And now 3,000 followers on the podcast.
I know, that's awesome.
And over
10,000?
10,000. Now I'm at almost 11 or 12,000 on my
my gosh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Went from 1,000 followers in 10 years to 10,000 followers a month later.
I know. That's nuts.
Boom. I'm in the official influencer club now.
Hell yeah.
Get the swipe up and everything.
Fancy.
It's pretty awesome. So I'm starting to diversify because, it might come. And they might delete the app or, I might get banned. It could be anything. Either way, the podcast has grown quite a bit thanks to the TikTok. My
Yes.
Instagram has. So no matter what, it wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
But let's hope it keeps going a little bit longer.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So yeah, that was some exciting news this week
Yeah, that's really good.
amongst many other exciting newses this week.
Yeah.
Mostly it's Erin's birthday.
Yeah. I
Happy
turned
birthday.
28. Thank you.
She's an old lady now. Erin, it's time to grow up and,
Never.
and mature
Never.
and act your age.
Never.
Yeah. What? You don't want to?
No.
You don't want to be responsible?
Gonna be a kid forever.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna.
See, we know where this is going, but nobody else does. Where's your drink today,
Yeah.
Erin? What are you drinking?
It's a little coffee and creamer.
Usually we drink alcohol on this
I know.
podcast. Why you didn't want to drink?
No, I just need that little caffeine boost now.
You need a break from the alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much partying on your birthday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was some partying.
It's a good weekend to have a birthday.
Yeah,
July 4th and everything.
that's true. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to America. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday to Erin,
Me.
Miss America. Mm-hmm. If you saw her in her bathing suit last year, I do kind of miss that.
I still have it.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Good.
We'll put it on the OnlyFans.
Okay. And that's another news that we had to talk about this week. That is new. We talked about vaguely that we were going to start that on a previous episode. I think it was called Arrested Sex Shaming.
Oh, yeah.
Good title.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
I'm pretty good with the titles.
I love your titles.
I know. It takes a lot of work to go through all the episodes and then come up with something. It's a lot of work, but
Very creative.
I am very proud of the titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we kind of had vaguely hinted at we were going to get into some OnlyFans content,
A lot happened this week.
and we've done it.
Yeah.
And thanks to our subscribers, and sorry to our family who is hearing this right now. If you're asking what an OnlyFans is, well, you don't want to know. Please don't look at it.
I know. Do not look for us.
But whatever, we're adults, and we do what adults do, and now we get paid to do it. So that's pretty cool. Some adults, especially guys, pay a lot of money to do what I get paid to do.
Yeah.
So I think I've really leveled up in life.
Hell yeah.
Leveled up a lot of ways. But it might also be bad timing to start that
I know.
because, we're really, we're just keeping it nice and vague. I mean, so we're doing this?
Yeah.
So we're doing this?
Are we doing this?
Are we doing this? Nobody knows what we're doing.
We're going to find out.
It's like, are they starting the OnlyFans? Well, we already did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, Erin, where's your drink at? Is anybody getting the vibe yet?
I know.
No?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'll just have some later. It'll be a while.
What? How long until you think you'll drink again?
A few months.
A few months.
Maybe
6 months?
a little more.
7 months.
Maybe 8 or 9.
9 months. Why 9 months? Anybody figuring this out yet?
Oh, God.
I think they're figuring it out. Yeah, Erin's birthday present came in late, and so did I. Get it? Mm-hmm. You guys get it?
Yeah.
You guys get it yet? Yeah. We took a little test.
Surprise.
We either failed or we passed.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Is this weird throwing this out here?
I mean, it is what it is.
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 Tot sot.
So basically, guys, she missed her period. That's what happened, which sometimes is a good thing. And then sometimes it makes you be like, wait a second.
Wasn't that supposed to be this weekend?
This isn't supposed to happen. Well, we took a test.
Yep.
And we figured out why.
Took $1 test.
Yeah, maybe it's wrong. I mean, we were kind of like, hey, maybe it's just a cheap test.
Yeah.
But then your period still didn't come.
Hasn't. Yep.
So I'm leaning towards we're having a baby.
Yeah.
Surprise.
We're having a baby.
Surprise, guys.
Oh, man.
That's kind of crazy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. There's going to be another birthday.
Uh-huh. President 20... what was it?
President 2060 or
2060,
something.
yeah.
I don't know. What's 35 years from now? That's when 36 years from now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That'd be 2056 or 2060. I think is a realistic age that our offspring could be the president. Yeah, that's so crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just found out, guys. We just found out, and it hasn't really sunk in.
Mm-mm.
And we figured, why not just throw this out here on our podcast? So we have a little diary of, this podcast is all about our relationship anyways.
Yeah.
And our current events and our current week and all my TikTok drama. Well, nothing's going to cause more drama on TikTok than finding out that Nick Foster is having a baby.
Yeah. And
Can't
it's a girl.
believe.
Just kidding.
I mean, if it turns out to be a girl, that is going to be hilarious. And I really kind of hope it is because of the fact alone that, God, I'm going to be able to troll so hard.
That would be so funny. Everyone's like, if you have a girl, I feel bad for her. Like, oh.
Yeah, I feel great for her. I think she's going to have a good upbringing.
Yeah.
She's going to have some confidence that all these other girls lack.
You're going to be a good dad.
I know. But I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to actually think about. I'm like, wow, I think this is really going to happen. Mm-hmm. Now, it's really early, okay? It's just a test. And obviously, she is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But
going to the doctor this week or next week. I found a doctor. So.
Yeah, we'll find out officially and how far along she is. So, things can fail and, miscarriages happen. And it's early. So we're definitely not like, woo, but we're not like, oh, like this shit. Is terrible. It was really crazy. I don't know. How'd you feel when you found? Okay, so we woke up and she was worried because her period hadn't hit, and we were going on a little vacation. It was your birthday weekend, and you decided to go get a little test.
Yeah.
And I was not thinking much of it because we've done this before.
Yeah.
And then she came and
this one I really felt like it was going to be positive.
Your gut instinct was right. And I kind of felt like that would be just my luck right about now. Mm-hmm. And she did the pee on a stick, and she came out and she was waiting.
It was a little dropper one, actually.
Yeah.
It was like the $1.68 one where I'm just like.
Mm-hmm. And then she was nervous to go in and see it. And I kind of followed her into the bathroom, and you took one look at it and
I knew.
You saw it.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I was like, oh shit.
It's like, I don't know how to react.
I know. I didn't know how to react either.
I was such in shock.
Yeah.
Too.
It was very shocking.
The timing is just like, because I know I want to have kids with you, but I always thought of it like
that's very
future wise.
That's very confident. Yeah, yes. And I saw it in your eyes was you were terrified, you were almost crying.
Yeah.
But you wanted to be excited. Mm-hmm. But you didn't know if you could be excited because you didn't know how I was feeling or going to react.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know either.
I know.
It was pretty shocking news. And I still am not totally processed it.
I know. It's still fairly new.
Yeah.
It still hasn't really settled in.
But we sat there and we kind of laid there for a minute and we kind of let it sink in. And then we talked, and I guess that's what we're doing now is we're talking.
Yeah.
So we don't know. she asked right away, like, should we do something? Should we,
Yeah, like, how do you feel about it?
We can end this, she's pro-choice. I'm pro-choice.
It's like timing wise, it's, worries about, I know that we're good, but it's like also the worries of like financial issues of like finances are fine, but it's like with a baby too, it's like, I don't know what all to expect. And like, I have health insurance, which is great.
Yeah.
And so luckily it covers all of this, though I don't know about the deductibles and whatnot. I have to find out about that, but it's just everything else that goes along with it. And that's just a little terrifying, but I know we can get through it.
Yeah.
Like, two, we both work from home, so it's not like daycare, childcare, like any of that, because that's like the most expensive part too for parents when they only have such amount of time off. And then it's like, okay, now you have to give your child to someone that you don't know or pass it on to the grandparents and like have them watch and stuff. And
which I'm sure my parents would be happy to do, but they live up in Atlanta and that's a little far away. And also, no.
Yeah. We'll definitely visit a lot.
It's the financial thing. But my career is taken off. There's a lot of opportunity in what I'm doing, which is also bad timing if TikTok shuts down because I have this lightning in a bottle right now. I don't know.
And then too, it's just kind of like timing as well.
Yeah.
Like we had so many like plans.
And also, I just thought there was going to be a couple years of being able to build and being able to grow. But I don't know. I didn't really, it's like, that's kind of where I am, I guess, at like not worrying, but that was like my only concern. My main thing was
life is over. No.
I mean, a little bit like social life and things. I was like, oh no, like, cause that matters so much to me. And, but I think we can balance that. I'm thinking.
And once I get used to like not drinking as well, because I want to be able to go out. I've already said this before too when we've had conversations where I want to be able to go out and like, then it was like not drink as much. But now it's like I still want to be able to go out and meet people and enjoy myself not drinking. And I think this will kind of push me to do that.
Yeah,
so that way afterwards, end up meeting
all the parents at the daycare. No, I'm kidding. We don't need daycare because we work from home.
Yes.
All I can say is I was, that is something that I was processing. But as far as like finding out the news and how shocking it was, I never felt any sense of fear of having a kid with you.
I know. That was the most amazing part too when I saw that.
Even having a kid.
Yeah.
It was like shocking to me that like if this had happened with my exes or with any other girl, I would be terrified.
Yeah. When I found out with my exes, it was the same thing. Immediately in my head, it was terminate.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot have this baby. Like, this is just not right at all.
Yeah.
The situational, the person, like timing, like all of it was just off. Now it's like, yes, timing, but the person is great. And so that doesn't scare me then.
That says a lot,
Yeah.
That was really cool.
So that's why I could get over the timing part because we can do it,
What's weird is we were actually fighting a little bit like the night before.
I know.
Not like fighting, but we were having like a little frustrated
little
tizzle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a word? Is that the word? And talking about just like all the stuff I was balancing and needing to get my social life, needing to balance that and
all
like
just like
not
your
neglect.
Stresses and stuff.
Yeah, because I got a lot on my shoulders and I am doing a lot that it's hard to see because it's all staring at my phone.
Yeah.
But there's so much.
And I'm just like, here's another stress.
And literally the next morning, it was like, and we were kind of like, we were going to go on a trip and we were even like planning this whole Airbnb thing and we were doing the birthday weekend and 4th of July and all of this. And we were going to have a great time together. And then I was like, your period was going to hit and I was buying this Airbnb and I was like, maybe we should wait till next week. Your period's going to hit. And I was just like, this is going to be a terrible time. We're going to end up stuck there and we can't even do anything and you're in pain.
Yeah.
And I was like complaining that your period was going to hit. And then the next morning, I was like, did your period come? And it was like, no.
Yeah, you were like, I didn't hear you get up in the middle of the night to get your heating pad.
I was like, that's good. Your period didn't come. And literally we were like, wait a second. What day is it? Check your calendar.
Yeah. It was like 29 days. I usually get around 27 days.
I was literally like, this is my fucking karma right here. I'm over here complaining that the weekend's going to be interrupted.
by some blood.
I mean, not that. It's not the, I don't care about that.
No, I know. But
just
my first day too is very
painful. The social night and being in cramps and like picking that weekend to be on the Airbnb and all of that.
Yeah. So that money just like be in pain. And
and I was like, let's just postpone it. But we couldn't do it the next weekend. And then it was just, but that wasn't like why we were fighting, not fighting, but we were just having a stressful night about other things. And we were talking about things. And I felt like we actually worked things out that night. But it's just so ironic that I was sitting there like almost complaining that your period was going to come. And then the next morning it was like, oh, guess what? I bet you wish her period came now. Because it's not coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
9 months.
So that's so funny. That's how the universe works. So yeah, guys, we're going to be parents maybe.
Yeah.
We're having a kid. Nick Foster is having a fucking kid. Anybody who actually listens to this, who knows me, either from my TikTok or from, my personal life.
Yeah.
This has got to be pretty strange.
Shocking. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see this shit show. And I don't mean the kid. I just mean me as a parent. And I'm sure people are very curious how this kid's going to turn out.
I think it'll be very well-rounded.
Yeah.
With both of our personalities and everything we have to offer.
I'm a little excited.
Yeah.
But also very nervous.
Yeah.
But not nervous because of the reasons I think most people are. Because, like I said, I felt fine about like you.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think that right there is 90%. More of the problem.
Yeah.
Like I cannot imagine what it must feel like if you got some girl that you barely knew pregnant.
Oh my gosh. Like, I just met you 3 months ago or 6 months ago and you're pregnant
now. Or some
now.
girl that like you do not want to be stuck with for the rest of your life.
Oh gosh.
And we didn't have to worry about that. And then we got this house.
Yes.
We got a great yard.
We are very blessed.
We got room.
Yeah.
It's a small house, but there's rooms.
Yeah, we have 2 rooms, if anything.
If we need to put a sibling in her, I can make that happen. Slow down, Nick. First things first.
I know. Let's get through the one kid.
Yeah. So, and we both work from home. So it's like all those things. Yes, there is money pressure because I haven't really monetized what my audience is yet, but I have the potential to, I feel like things are clicking.
Yeah.
But we can work. We can work from home, and we can just chill, and we can, all these people who complain about like, oh, having a kid is so much stress, and I'm sure it is. You lose sleep and all this.
Yeah.
But most people have to go to work every day, have to be at a schedule, have to afford daycare, have to. We are just going to be able to be like, okay, you take a nap during the day, and I'll watch the kid, and then we'll take shifts, and we'll hang out and we'll play, and. I'll be on TikTok and then I'll watch the kid and vice versa.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I think we can do it.
It's definitely going to work out.
And we got a yard and we got places and we're here all the time hanging out anyways. So now we just got like a little human friend. Yeah. And I was excited. I saw it in your eyes. I was like, you were wanting to be so excited, but you were asking like,
is this okay?
Should we get rid of it?
Just because of the night before too.
Yeah.
Just you saying all of your stresses. That's why I was just like, holy shit. Like this, like, I don't want to add on to it. I don't want to add on any pressure and like I don't want you to ever resent the decision because we could, take care of it and do it later because it's not like, we now know that you're not infertile.
Oh yeah. That's pretty funny because guys, okay. So I've had a pretty active sex life in the last 10 years,
Don't say.
Pretty active. And I haven't always been the most proactive of being prepared, if you know what I mean. And I got to the point where I'm like, how have I not had a kid yet?
Yeah.
And I started to think either A, my pullout game is on point, which is what I think it is, because I am pretty good, which we'll get into. We'll get into my pullout game in a minute after this break. But I also was like, maybe I'm infertile. And I really started to think like, I don't know, maybe. And we had talked about this and it was like, I hope not, but maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I think we figured that out. Turns out I'm not. And turns out my pullout game streak of the last 10 years has finally come to an end.
They were just sleeping on some weed.
Yeah.
You stopped smoking.
Okay, so we did realize I've been smoking a lot of weed, definitely since I moved back here.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, we had like a pound that I went through.
I know.
And it took me like a year. But I ran out in the last couple of months and I pretty much have stopped smoking weed completely.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about weed, it decreases your sperm count. And also affects your dreams, which I've noticed I've had very vivid dreams since then. But I'm sure my body has gotten back to normal, and it's probably not a coincidence that now is the time.
Of course.
But also my pullout game, which we're going to get into right after this commercial break. So congratulations.
Yay.
Yay.
Congrats.
Maybe, but thank you. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back.
This non-drinking thing I'm going to have to get used to.
I like it. It's like you need an excuse not to drink so much.
I know.
Your drinking was a little out of control.
I know.
My drinking is under control. I do it casually. I become fun. I have a better night, But I also
do too. But then I can drink a little too much and then it goes. Phew.
Yeah, and then it falls off a cliff. But just like that, you're no longer drinking. It's amazing how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if you can handle it. But right now I'm drinking right in front of your face. That's how supportive I am.
I know. You were asking me the other day too. You're like, "Do you want me to stop drinking with you?" And I was like, "I mean, if you want to, sure." Like,
I'll take the moral
I'm
support.
gonna have some drinks. Now.
I mean, I didn't really drink much this weekend.
No.
Like
And then
beers.
too, you don't even like drink that much. It's
No.
not like you're getting like wasted in front of me either.
No. But
It's
I'm
like,
sure it will
that'll
happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But
when we're out,
I'm
it's not like
happy
when we're
to.
here.
Yeah.
You're just like getting wasted. I'm just like, well,
no,
what the fuck?
I don't ever drink here.
Yeah.
As I'm drinking here now, but it's the podcast.
Yeah. And it's like a few.
And I was a little nervous, I don't know how I've been feeling, I've been feeling, I don't know. I don't know
I'm
if
scared just because
Yeah.
I don't know what the future's going to hold. It's like crying and like, I don't know. I feel like I'll be a good mother.
Yeah, you will.
I feel like I have a lot to offer, but it's just like, it's very new.
I know.
I don't know, like people hand me their babies and stuff and I'm just kind of like, hi, okay. And it starts crying and I'm like, here you go. Like,
Well, I'm that way too with other people's babies, unless it's like my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
I'll be close with them. But even still, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I get it. Here you go.
And like with Emily's baby, like I like love him and everything, but too, I'm still like, I just don't know how to like adapt yet. But I think if it's my own, then I feel like I'll kind of like know and just like go with my instinct.
I know you'll be great because I saw it in your eyes.
Yeah.
You were so happy, even though you were terrified because you didn't know how I was going to think.
Yeah.
And how did I handle the news? What did you think?
Okay, so when you just like stayed in the bathroom, I was just like, that's when I was kind of like, oh fuck, like what is going on in his mind? Like, oh no, you just kind of like stood over it and just like stayed there. And I was like, like in my head, like, what are you doing? Like,
I was just processing, thinking, reading the box very fully to
like,
make
what does
sure,
this
like,
mean?
okay, there are two lines there. I mean, that line is faded.
It was faint.
It's not very strong, but there's a line there. And I was reading the fine print, just making sure.
When I put it on the dropper, because you had to do like the 3 drops in the thing, immediately it started going over and that first line started showing up. And that's when I just left. And I was like, that's why I came out here and I was so nervous. You're like, what's going on? I was like, I took the test.
Oh,
and
so you already kind of knew.
I think I already knew. I think it was that
I got
fast.
that vibe too.
Yeah.
I felt like you knew what was going on.
That's why I was like so scared. Like walking in there, I was like shaking and stuff because I was like, fuck, I am pretty sure this is going to be positive. But like maybe not.
Oh.
But I like already knew because it went pretty fast.
Oh.
And the first time that I ever took it, I took a dollar store one as well. And it was like the same thing. It was a very faint line and then a very prominent line. So once that first faint one started showing up, I was just like, fuck it. I like got out of the bathroom. I was like,
I don't want to know.
I was like, maybe that isn't it.
Yeah. Okay. So we went in there and we found out the news and I'm just silent and stoic and standing over the bathroom.
I was just like waiting for your reaction too. I think we were both kind of.
She's probably thinking I'm about to run out the door and never come back.
I know.
Or I'm about to just be like, we must abort this.
Yeah. I don't
something.
even, but like we have talked about before, having kids. And
we talked about on this podcast, like being pro-choice and your previous abortions and what we would do. And we've had hypotheticals about having kids, and yeah, we've talked about it. So this is not something.
So I knew it would be like a good thing, but I was just more all about like timing.
Yeah.
Just because of going back to the conversation the previous night, and so like I feel like maybe if that didn't happen, I don't know, but it happened the way it happened, and we had that conversation. So then I didn't really know where your headspace was being given this new information.
I was kind of laughing at the irony. I was literally like, I deserve this. And not like it's a punishment, but like the irony of me complaining about your period coming and booking the Airbnb on that weekend, all for, it's just, it was funny.
Now we don't have it anymore.
So, and also I was being very quiet because I didn't want to say anything that was going to change your mind or push you anyway, because as much as you were asking, should we do something about it? I knew you didn't mean you want to do something about it. You were excited. You wanted to be excited.
Yeah.
I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. I just wanted to process, and I didn't want to, I certainly was, it's your choice.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to say yes or no. We didn't choose for it to happen. It happened.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hold you accountable for, we chose this and we need to unchoose it. And, I've always been pro-choice as far as it's your choice. It is your choice. And notice how even when it's my own child, I was like, it's up to you. It's up to you. However, this is a weird thing to talk about because this is all like our podcast. And at some point in time, our unborn child who we have no concept of, you don't understand. Okay. This isn't like you see this thing and all of a sudden we weren't like, it's not like, oh my God, we're so excited. We're going to have a baby. Like we can't wait to meet him. Like it doesn't feel like a person yet. It doesn't feel like somebody we're like, it's just this concept that seems like this is going to happen.
And it's like, too, is it like a false positive? Like, can that be a thing? And like,
I don't think so because the period never came.
I guess, I keep on forgetting
that. But also, we're not like celebrating like this is a gift from God and it's a guarantee because it might miscarry. It might, we don't know.
I'm not out of the first trimester yet.
Like, I don't think we're going to cry or be that upset if it doesn't keep.
Because then too, we know we can have another.
Yeah. But also, we're not going to, if it happens, I think we're happy and excited.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Yes.
I'm definitely, dude, I have not, like, I always knew I wanted to have kids and I knew it was going to happen eventually, but it's like, just how we talked about in our last podcast, how it's like life just creeps up on you and you're just like, you think of yourself as a kid and like, I know I'm 35, but I feel like a fucking kid and I just always live like this. I'm mature, but I'm immature and and it's just like, nope, you're going to be an adult now.
Yeah.
It's just like that was like, okay.
But we could be a kid again with the kid too.
I know. And I'm so excited for that. I've always talked to you about like, I can't wait to have a kid to watch all the old movies and watch them new through the eyes of my kid.
Yeah.
Where like they've never seen them and I'll just be able to like show them because I've seen every fucking good movie that's ever been made since 1970, you know? And I show you movies, but it's like, we're adults. We don't have that nostalgic connection and it's going to be cool to do that.
Yeah.
Go to the theme parks, ride roller coasters. That's something I'm super excited for. Travel,
like take them to the Grand Canyon or like any of the national parks and stuff and experience all of that.
Yeah, that I think it's going to make traveling a lot better. Like I like traveling with you, but I also always feel as though, I'm being kind of irresponsible because I need to be doing work and I need to be building things. And it's like, that can wait. But I always felt like that's going to wait till we have a family or something because then it's kind of fun to go, you have like kids to like show the world to.
I know.
And we're going to do that.
That's so beautiful.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. This is so weird because it's literally,
very new.
It's like we just got the news
yes.
and we've literally not had time to really process it. And Erin keeps going like every 5 minutes.
Are we doing this?
So are we doing this?
Yeah.
If you go back to the beginning of this episode, so are we doing this? are we doing this?
Are we really doing this?
Literally, we go to bed. She's like, so are we really doing this? She just wants to check that I'm not like, hey, let's go set an appointment and just, let's just abort. Mm-hmm. But I haven't said that. Nope. Not once.
Nope.
Never did. I even said, I'm not like, no.
Yeah.
I said, it's up to you because like I said, that was part of my silence before was I didn't know how you were feeling, even though I could kind of see in your eyes. But if you were thinking that, or if you were, I'd be okay with it. I'm not going to also be one of those dudes who's like, you have to have it. Yeah. You know? It's crazy, man.
It is
It's
so
crazy. But I always wondered what it was going to be like. And one, I can imagine with somebody else, it would be terrifying. And I would be like, we need to go get this fixed.
Yeah.
We need to do that. I would guaranteed probably push that way.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
With you, never felt that way at all. Not any of that.
I know.
So that right there is awesome. But you see some people, especially like super religious people and super people who are pro-life and totally against, it's just like as soon as they have it, they're posting, I can't wait to meet my precious baby. You're a gift from God. I can feel your soul. Like all that, it's just like they instantly jump right on and then they have a miscarriage and it's like, oh, my baby. Like, I don't feel like I'm there yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And that's what's weird, like talking about this, is because it's just you and me and it's an audience.
Yeah.
And I'm just still me. But I do know that at some point in the future, if it sticks, I don't know what you say. It sounds so weird. If it keeps, I don't know. Notice how we say it too. It's like, it's not a he or she. It's just it. Hey, it. Hi, you're our little it.
It's they. The they, them.
I like it better. See, I got to stay true to my trolling ways. The gender neutral pronouns I use is it. All right.
Sometimes I'm like it, and sometimes I say they, or I don't even know. But it's all over the place. Or he or she.
Fast forward a few months and assume everything goes well. And we know we're having a boy or a girl. And like we have a name and we have all this stuff. And then
but
it's
too,
like.
I was kind of saying that I don't really know if I want to know the gender.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is talking about this right now, I'm thinking about the future of we're going to have a child who we really do love completely. And could not imagine life without. And yet this episode is going to go out of like, they're going to go back and listen to when we got the news and we're like, we might just abort it. Or it's
more if it's like with a natural one.
Yeah.
Like if it naturally happens, then that was meant to be.
Yeah.
But, and I don't know how I will feel in that moment, but I know that it will be okay because later down the road we can have a child,
if it like, didn't keep.
Yes.
And that's how I feel is like, yeah, it's okay if it doesn't. Maybe we'll be a little relieved, but it's just, I'm just saying it's weird to talk like, cause I really do want to talk honestly about this. And like, this is how I feel, I'm just saying, I don't know how parents usually feel when they find out how they instantly feel all this love. Cause I don't know what it is.
Oh, I know.
I don't know it.
Yeah.
It's just this idea in the future that I know we're going to have a child, but it doesn't feel as though, oh my God, I'm in love.
I always felt there was going to be like this right time.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I don't think there's ever that time. I'm like,
I was telling you today about like, once you're all set up in life and you just feel like, oh, I am the person that I want to be. And like, now is the time and we could do this. And then I was thinking like, is there ever that time? Because we're always continuously growing. And
never that time.
Will you ever feel like, okay, like now we can have a child?
Yeah.
I
know. We kind of did think like it would be fun to like try and want one, but it's like, when would we ever do that?
Like
if 5 years would go by and that's what I was kind of saying. It's like when I'm 40. So I was thinking
I would be 40.
Well, I was thinking 4 or 5 more years and then I'd be ready. And it's like, no, you better be ready now.
Yeah.
In about 9 months. And so, so I really do like, I mean, this is going to give us good content on the podcast. Now it's already a relationship podcast and we're a few episodes in, 15, 16, 17 episodes, whatever number it is.
Yeah.
And we have a fucking baby coming. What the fuck? Talk about, thanks for the content, little one.
Yeah.
But I want to talk openly about the process and what it feels like, especially coming from my crazy perspective and your perspective of growing a baby, but also not try to wrap things up in this I don't know, this over the top
sugar-coated way too,
you know, I'm a blunt person, and it's like I want to say what I'm feeling, and it's like it's just an idea right now. It doesn't fit until we go to the doctor, and until we know, and until we see like the ultrasound, and until we're like maybe into a couple months, and then it's like then you can attach your emotions to it. But I feel like I'm totally not unattached, because I've been very loving towards you, and very like
very sweet.
All of a sudden I'm like very protective and very like, you know, more caring. So there's something going on there, you know, because, you know, that's just what's happening. But I don't feel as though...
You give me all the bites of your food now.
I know.
And you're not like, what the fuck, Erin?
I'm always
like,
mad when Erin I cook food. I'm like, do you want some? No. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to cook some for me. And then as soon as she sees it, can I have some? That smells so good. And I was like, well, we got to feed the baby. Here you go.
Yes. Thank you.
I got to make my baby big and strong, all right? He or she needs to take over the world. But yeah, so I want to be super blunt, but it's like I keep going back to this idea of like, it's blowing my mind that in the future, we're going to have a real adult child, or child that can think, that can listen to this podcast to see what we were saying, right? And it's like, you would think if you went back and listened to your parents, like finding out, they would just be like, oh my God, I'm so happy and I can't wait to meet you. And we're like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to keep it. We're not going to keep it. What do we do? Would we care if we lost it? Would we? And it's like, the truth is, it feels, I'm neutral, excited, neutral, happy, neutral, open. I'm not at all nervous, in the negative side. Like, nervous, but in just a new territory. But not at all towards the negative. But I'm just not like, it just hasn't sunk in yet. You know, it just has not sunk in.
I guess it's more like the shock too. I think that's more what it is. The nervous is like the shock of it all. And
it's
like, is this really happening?
The unknowns.
Because I don't really know.
You know, there's so many things to dive into here. Yeah, it's like the unknowns of, it's a global pandemic right now. Okay, that's one thing that kind of makes me nervous.
It's like, dude, do I still go to the gym? And because I take my yoga classes there and stuff, and like, I don't want to like, you know, just put myself in harm either, but I also don't want to stop living my life. And this morning with yoga, I was kind of reading something about like, it was saying if you practice yoga, then it's fine. It's like, don't start up yoga if you've never done it before. Don't start it while you're pregnant, type thing. So I've been doing yoga for years now, so it should be fine. But it was saying like in the first trimester, it can be a little, you know, a little questionable. You know, it could maybe cause like a miscarriage or something.
Well, lots of our activities have been a little questionable. That's the other thing. It's like
I'm not going to stop doing yoga either, because like that is my balance. That is going to center me through all of this and be mentally okay and physically okay to like have this child.
You better keep that rockin' hot body. Okay, that's what I'm nervous about mostly. It's like, hey, future child who I don't know yet. Look, I promise, as this podcast goes on, just watch a few more episodes. I promise at some point we're going to be really excited to meet you. But right now, we don't know anything about you. Except that you will exist at some point.
Possibly.
But you don't yet. You know? So that's just the truth. But we're going to love you when you exist, if you exist. Like, I know we're going to be pretty stoked about it. But I mean, I was crazy. Like, you know, it's like we just started the OnlyFans. We're having this awesome sex life. We have this social life where we're having a good sex life, you know, and we're having fun with it. And it's like, and we're starting to make like money on it. And then it's like, boom. Now you're going to get pregnant, which you're going to keep this body for a few months before you even notice. I mean, her body is just on point. So we're just going to keep it going for a while and try to have some fun. But yeah, it is like, then you're going to be pregnant. And, you know, I'm like, God, I hope she bounces back. I mean, I'm going to love her either way, but I know for a fact she will. And that's why I'm like the yoga thing. Like, you're just such a healthy person. All the time. You eat healthy food. You're such a healthy mindset person. I think you're just going to be one of those hot moms, you know? You know? I hope. But that is.
Will you still love me though if I'm just like.
I mean, I'm going to have to. Lame. But no, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. I think you'll be really cute pregnant.
Me too.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. But I'm worried about complications, not health or whatever, but
I want to have like a water birth.
Yeah, Erin wants to have a natural water birth, not in a hospital, not with a epidural, not with a C-section, but straight up old school natural
with a midwife
birth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know how dangerous, like this is how women died for most of human history.
Yes, but we have a lot more knowledge and technology or whatever, and they're much more trained.
We're going to talk about that further.
And we'll meet a midwife and we'll talk to some.
I think my gut is, it sounds so baller. Like, that's not the right word, but like props to you that you have that much, not balls. That's the wrong word too, but I mean, that's pretty
like strength and courage.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. That's pretty. Yeah, it takes strength and courage. I keep wanting to say balls.
I know.
It took balls to get in this situation, but not for her. Okay, we got to take a commercial break and we'll get back into this. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. What?
Nothing. I can't talk about it here.
Okay, don't.
Later.
Okay, save that thought. Sorry, guys. Some things we keep private. I don't know what it is, but she'll tell me later.
Yeah.
So, as we were saying,
water birth.
Yeah, you want to have.
I've always wanted to have a water birth.
Okay, you were just throwing me off. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's what we're going back
to.
Yeah.
That's great. Mad props. That's fucking awesome. I'm going to be so
go out into the forest
of you.
Go out into a river.
That's what she would say. And I'm like, look, you're not going to have a baby in some fucking
Alex
river.
and I would talk about that. Middle of winter.
Yeah.
We'll hike there.
The water birth in general, I mean, I would be in fucking awe probably that you could do that. I really
want to do that.
I get it.
I really want to.
And I want that for you.
We can have a facility close to the hospital just in case.
I get it.
And if we have a 10-pound baby like you were, then we will monitor that, and then we can decide to go to the hospital. We'll talk to a midwife, see if they go to the hospital too.
We're going to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to get into the details here. I'm just saying that.
And I got a doctor, so we'll talk to the doctor too.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to talk to my mom. Hi, Mom. I'm going to get her thoughts on this. She's had a lot of kids and experience with this. And
I've had some friends who have had
I know it exists. But I also know that childbirth is a very dangerous process. And as much as we talked earlier.
You listen to your body, and if something feels wrong.
Yeah, but sometimes it could be too late. You got to get to the hospital in 10 minutes. And you can get there because it's next door, but it takes 10 minutes. And that's the time that something happens. I'm just saying, as much as we talked about, I don't have any fear of having a kid with you. And I feel like everything's going to be okay. If something happened to you during childbirth and I was left without you, I couldn't do that. Please don't put me in that situation. And it's like obviously you don't want to. So we're going to have to talk about that. We're going to have to think about that, and
we'll get some opinions. Yes. And then form a decision.
But we're not going to get it. Yeah, it's way too soon. This is the stuff I don't want to get into. But that's what I mean about the complications and the fears that I could have. It's like something happening to you.
Yeah.
That I don't want that.
Yeah, that movie that we watched last night too, and it was of a family and their daughter died.
Yeah.
She was like 10 years old or something, and that just like hit because of just everything that's going on.
Instantly. That is one thing that's changed, because I'm fascinated by life, and I'm fascinated by different stages of life, and I'm recognizing the older I get, like seeing these different things, and now I'm seeing like what it's going to be like having a kid and being a dad. How fucking crazy. And as much as it hasn't like switched into, oh my God, I'm a father and I'm in love with this unknown human that I've never, met. Watching things where that's happening, or hearing people. We were listening to Rogan's podcast, and there's a guy talking about, childbirth and population and different thing, but just anything about like having a child, it's now like, oh my God, that's actually happening.
I know.
Like I'm in that now because I always thought of it in just this abstract way. And now
and
it's
I could always empathize. Like if we watched that before I found out, I would feel very sad.
Of course.
But it did not, it would never hit like it did when we watched that.
Because now I'm like
in that position.
And we talked about this before, like, I don't know, like a week ago, not on the podcast, but maybe it was this weekend when we were just like like loving each other.
Yeah.
Or admitting that and then losing it is so much more terrifying than like not loving.
I know.
You know?
There's like that quote or whatever, to love, or what is it?
Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Yeah. And I'm just I don't really know.
I know. I think it's the opposite. I mean, there's like, yes, being in love is great and it's a very powerful thing. And it's easy to say when you're in love or you've been in love to like, if you were lonely and you never experienced love, you're going to feel lost in some type of way, but you don't really know what you're missing. And you're kind of solo. Like me being single all these years and being completely child free and responsibility free, there was a little sense of, you know, I know if I'm 60 or 70 and I never had a kid and I never got like a lifelong love, regardless of marriage and all that.
Yeah.
I knew I would feel some type of regret, but also not that, you know, it's like, I'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
But the idea of like being in love is so overly powerful and feeling it is very powerful. And then losing it.
Yeah.
That's devastating.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that freaks me out I don't want to be attached to things to where now I'm so scared to lose them.
Yes.
And now I do feel that.
I know.
You know? And it's not even the kid, because again, it's like we're not super attached, but it's like now I'm really recognizing you in this new way. Yeah. And I already loved you and we've been great.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're bonded in this other way.
Yeah.
You know? Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't want to get too sentimental. Guys, I'm a heartless dude and I have an image to uphold on TikTok and on social media, but
I know, it was kind of crazy.
We really
was thinking about it and okay. So there were times when I would try to like push you away.
Yeah.
Because I had that sense of like, it would be better if I didn't love, because then I won't lose, you know, because if you die or if we're together for a long time and then breaking up and like how just like heartbroken and lost I would feel. And so I just would always try to like, and I have all like these things. And I was like thinking about it in the shower and it was just like flowing so perfectly. I know. It's
hard to say this stuff like not only to me, but on the podcast.
Yeah. And it's just, I kind of think this like connected me more to you now too. Like people say like, don't have kids won't, you know, fix a relationship, stuff like that. 100% agree with that. Yeah. If your relationship is shit, having a baby is not going to change that at all, you know?
And our relationship didn't need fixing.
No.
Even though we talked about, we had a little fight before, it wasn't like that.
No.
It wasn't.
And we always loved each other and we're good. But now in my mind and how I feel more kind of secure now. No. I feel like I can maybe let down that wall that I've always hid behind and like put up that emotional barrier to like, I love you, but like don't fall in love too deep because something may happen, and always kind of like, you know,
I feel the same way a lot of ways.
Or whatever. And so I could never dive too deep into it. And now I kind of feel like it is okay. It's like,
I feel like now you have to, or I have to. Maybe that's how I feel.
Yeah,
because I felt the same way too. Not exactly the same way, but I also have a guard up, and we're always kind of playing this like we love each other, not playing, but you know, we do love each other, but we do keep a guard and a distance because I also accept that don't hold on too tight to people. Don't hold on too tight to life.
Yeah.
I've experienced death. You've experienced death, not of us, but of people very close to us. And, that taught me a lot, and just recognizing like, just enjoy the moment and the experience and the temporary time, and don't hold on too tight. Don't force it, whatever, that's kind of my philosophy.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it is a little different. It's like, I have to let that down. I have to really be there with you and connect with you and protect you. I think that's
good for me too, to like let down that barrier and really be like 100% into this. And that kind of sounds bad because I am 100% into it, but I think maybe it was like 99% or like 90% or something, because it was just unsure, and like I have all like my past issues and stuff, so I'm always just like
well, you also know me, and you don't know if I'm willing to. That I've said, hey, if things go bad, I'm gonna go. It's like, I'm not gonna stick in something that's not right for me.
Yes,
and
I felt that way too, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's just,
and we've had moments where you are definitely more the person that's like, just you're pushing me away.
Yeah.
Like, not pushing me away, but like trying to give me an out. Like, you're trying to say, Nick, if you want to leave, just leave. It's okay. You're always trying to kind of give me that out as if I need it, because you don't realize like I will take it for myself.
Yeah.
But I never needed it and I never wanted it. And I always have to reassure you like, no, that's not what I want. And you can't keep doing that, because you are going to make me have a wall up, and you are going to make me question things. And are we serious and are we not? Not in that way, because it makes it sound like you're always like, not like, I know you want to be with me, and vice versa. It's just, you're afraid to lose me, and you're afraid of getting hurt, and you're afraid. I get all that. But this definitely has, it makes us feel, I don't know, more like, I mean, we're stuck together now, one way or the other. We're stuck together, even if we're not together, which is also something. It's like, this is so weird to talk about on the podcast, it's like, so because when I talk on these things, I'm always thinking all the angles. I'm thinking from the audience, trying to be entertaining. Yeah. I'm trying to be true to myself, but now I'm thinking about you as well. And it's just hard to open, like, I open up to you really well, but opening up to you in front of a bunch of people is like, I'm playing both sides, where I'm trying to kind of just be aloof, but I also am like really serious.
Yeah.
But now there's also this future child that's like going to listen to this. It's blowing my mind. What was I saying right before that? We talked about how we're stuck together, but not in a bad way. It's like, but it does kind of bring a sense of security of like, okay, we're not together because of the kid. We're together because we want to be.
Yes. But
now we do have this thing that it didn't fix our relationship, because we didn't need fixing. We were already great. But it does create this bonding thing where we have this shared purpose that's deeper than us, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, it gives a sense of security, because, as much as I'm anti-marriage, and we've talked about that, and you've never really pressed the issue on that, although you like the idea of it, it's like, I was always thinking like, does she need that to feel secure? Because I don't believe that makes people feel secure.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, this person is with me and we're a team, But this feels kind of that way.
I know.
This feels much more than a marriage. It feels like, we have something deeper than that.
Yeah.
And who knows? But we've talked about, even still, if we had kids and our relationship went wrong or we grew apart, that we just have to approach this in a way where our relationship are separate.
Yeah.
We have a relationship and we have our parent roles, and we can't mix, they're going to be mixed. They overlap, of course, and it's complicated, but if we are not good together, we still have to do what's right for us, and we have to be good parents.
Yes.
And those have to be separate.
Yes.
And that's why I think having marriage out of that makes it almost easier to think about things that way, because now you don't have all the complications of the legal system and
I do want your last name, though.
I know. That was another thing.
Point.
Okay, so this is what's really funny. Go back. We have an episode on the podcast. I found it so funny. This reveals the whole truth of this situation. So funny.
This is situational.
I know. This is so, it cracked me up though. So we have an episode called Last Name Commitment, which we talked about this. We talked about if we had a kid, whose last name would it get? And also my fear of commitment of marriage, about how I don't want to get married. And that's not something that I think is important. And it's not something that I care about or I think I want to do for a lot of different reasons. And we talked about this, and we were talking specifically about, well, you want my kids to have the last name, my last name, your kids, our kids.
No, I said I didn't.
No, you said, I want them to have your last name, but only if we're married.
Okay.
Because if we're not married, then like, why should they have my last name? They should have your last name.
Yeah.
And what did I say? I said, okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not one of these dudes who forces the patriarchy and for, you know, all these fucking women on TikTok who fucking hate me, who are like, you're part of the patriarchy and you're just one of these typical men, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm pro-choice, do whatever you want. Even then you got pregnant with my baby. And I'm like, if you want to abort, that's okay. I support you. If you want to keep it, that's okay. I support you.
Yeah.
Didn't control at all. And then she even said she was going to keep her last name if we weren't married for our kids. And as soon as she got pregnant, she was like, okay, I want them to have your last name, even if we're not married. And I was like, what you said on that episode, go watch that episode. We talked for an hour about how they were going to have your last name. And I was like, okay, go for it. So proof that women support the patriarchy.
It's because I do like your last name and I want it too.
She had the choice to break the gender roles, to break societal norms of the patriarchy and pass on the female's last name without even being married. And she wants to give them my last name. And I support that decision too.
I mean, there's still 9 months.
Yeah.
We'll see how I feel. But
that's true.
I do like your last name.
I do too.
I like Foster.
And it's starting to become famous now.
The kind of names too that we've already talked about before.
That's true, which we're not going to say. They do
flow really nicely. So McCarthy doesn't really flow with it.
I agree. And I don't hate your last name either, but I totally support my last name.
Yeah.
So it's going to be my last name.
I mean, as of now.
This is weird. It's not hypothetical anymore. I mean, it still is, but it's more realistic than how we were talking before. But I just found that so funny.
I know.
Like how quick she just was like, okay, never mind. All that shit I said, it's different now.
Yeah.
Women are funny like that, man. They say one thing and
I'm allowed to change my opinion.
I agree. I am too. I might want to abort in 8 months.
Oh, God.
Probably not. Okay. So should we get into that?
What?
You know, the abortion situations. I don't know. I don't want to take, it's kind of a positive. I don't know. It's like we talked about if there was any known birth defects or issues.
Yes. Then we would.
I think we would.
Yes, we will definitely.
Sorry to our possibly unborn deformed baby. But I think we've decided.
Yeah, they have so many tests now that we can find out beforehand.
And there's going to be thing that we don't know.
Yeah.
We can't know. But if there's clear indications that there's a major issue, I don't think we're going to do it. So hopefully you have, hopefully you're developing good, little one.
Yeah.
So we can meet you. This is so crazy.
Quite a bit
it's
of
like,
alcohol
again,
in
I'm thinking about our kid, like watching this in the future and being like, what?
Yeah. Because I didn't know I was pregnant either in the beginning.
No.
You know, and so drank.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we have been partying a lot this month.
Yeah.
And we didn't know.
Amongst other things. Yeah.
No.
So.
You know, some alcohol, which is normal. Some substances, which I think are better than the alcohol.
Yeah.
I think alcohol is the real problem.
Yes.
But I feel like
I don't smoke, so it's like
most women, especially young women, they're pregnant and they don't know it.
And a lot of people don't know for a while. It's like months or something like that.
We don't know how far along you are. It seems within the last month, so it has to be like 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks at the most.
Because I had my period last month.
Yeah.
So.
Which, okay, yeah, we never got into the pullout game. Okay, that's what I meant to get into. So my pullout game has been so strong for 10 years of all the different sexual experiences I've had to not have a kid. And maybe it was the weed, maybe, but my pullout game is strong. I didn't
Yes.
always wear a condom, but I would pull out, and I was good. I had self-control, and I was not one of these dudes who's you you can't, there's pre-cum and things like that. But my pullout game was good.
Yeah.
And even with you, all these years, she wasn't on birth control. She was for like the first year we were together, maybe.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to get off it because she's so natural and she's so healthy. And she was like, I don't like what it's doing to my body and I want to get off it. And I supported that too.
Yeah.
See how respectful I am of a woman's body and a woman's right to choose. You stupid girls on TikTok who don't know anything about me. You made a joke about women, so you hate women and you control them and you probably beat them. Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
TikTok is not real.
I know. They don't understand real life. So I supported that and I said, that's fine. I'll pull out. But I never wore a condom.
No.
And you didn't want me to either. You know, condoms suck. Wear a condom, kids.
Yes.
Right? If you're listening, wear a condom.
They'll definitely wear it.
However, I have good self-control.
Yes.
And I'm responsible. And I would always pull out. And this girl would be so turned on and doing her thing and saying, just come in me. Just do it. All the fucking time she would try to do it. At her moment of pleasure, she would always just throw her brain out the window and say, just do it. I don't care. It's going to be fine. And I never would. I would throw her off of me. She would be on top and I would literally throw her off. And no, not going to happen. Okay. And then one time last month, we were going at it.
Yeah.
And she was on her period and she convinced me, because I thought it was true too. If you're on your period,
Yeah.
you know, you
So
can't
young
get
girls
pregnant.
listening,
Okay.
that's not true.
Well, this is hypothetically because
Yeah.
maybe it was pre-cum or something. Maybe a mistake happened another
yeah.
time, but this time was a time you convinced me to do it. I made her check her calendar. We looked at it. She was on her period. She was bleeding at the moment. And that's the time it happened.
Oh my God.
The one time I went against my brain and went for her promise that it was fine. And what happened? Pregnant. So lesson learned, little girls, teenage adult women, two adult women, whatever. Wear a condom.
Yes.
You know, be safe unless you
No
wanna,
time is the good time.
No.
Like there's no safe time for,
On that note, this one went by fast. We got another commercial break.
Okay.
And then we'll do one more.
That one was really fast.
I know, right? That's 20 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Weird. Time's flying. Just imagine how fast 9 months is going to go by.
I feel like it's going to be a while.
Oh my God, I don't. We'll get into that. Be right back. So, speaking about 9 months and time flying by, we started this podcast 9 months ago.
Oh God.
Think about that.
That's funny.
My TikTok career, less than 9 months ago.
Yeah.
But almost. It's 7 months. How fast did that fly by?
No, I know. But that's like, I feel like that was different.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? Because this one is going to be that fast. It's going to be faster because every year gets faster and you get older and time flies more.
Yeah.
But now you're going to be pregnant during it. So it's going to be filled with more things, stress, responsibilities.
No alcohol.
No alcohol.
It's going to be a long 9 months.
No. It's going to fly by. That's so crazy.
I can do it though. It'll be fine.
That's one thing it's like, I always felt like how, you know, just feeling what it feels like and all this. It's like, it's kind of funny how humans develop this way where you get pregnant and it's like nothing at first. And then it's 9 months. And then you have this baby that develops over time. Whereas other animals often are born already able to walk and like fully developed.
Yeah.
But humans aren't. It's kind of like a built-in get used to it phase.
Oh yeah.
You know, it feels like you have time to process. You don't just get pregnant and then like
A month later.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's coming. There's no time. It's like you have a lot of time. I mean, not a lot of time, but a lot of time to, you know, we found out just this week and we haven't even like accepted it yet. Like we're still like every day, like this is really happening.
Yeah.
And it gives you time, you know, it gives you time to kind of, you need like a couple weeks to kind of process, especially if you did want to have an abortion or something, you know, people need time to like think and decide.
Yes.
And you have a few weeks to do that. And I feel like that's all it takes to like get used to the fact that like, okay, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And then you have a couple months to get used to like adjusting and planning and figuring out. And then you have a couple years of like, you don't just go from having this kid to like, now you got to put them in school and now they're talking and now you got to like worry about them like getting kidnapped and all this. Like you have this little nothing that has no real personality or like is totally helpless.
Yeah.
So you slowly get into like, then they become a person over time, you know? It's like, it's kind of cool how it happens that way. And it's going to be fascinating to watch. And I've seen this with my nieces and nephews because I have a lot of nieces and nephews.
And I've never witnessed that,
I
ever.
know. And now you're going to witness it with your own little mini-me.
I know.
You're going to be such a good mom, Erin. You're going to be so cute with a little kid. I'm so excited to see that. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Look, you're almost like tearing up right now. It's so cute.
Oh,
No, I'm happy for you.
I love you.
I love you too. Don't tell anybody. I really wonder what people think watching this who know me or people from like my family or my past. Like nobody sees me on this level. You're the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the only one who knows like the sweet. I mean, I guess people know I'm sweet some ways, but like I don't show this.
Yeah.
You know? But it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
I love it.
I'm glad you do. You really are crying over here. You're tearing up. She's cute when she tears up. She's not one of these girls that like cries for no reason or like just is dramatic.
Yeah.
When she cries, it's because she's really feeling something and it's sincere and it's not to trick you and it's not to get attention. It's just.
I feel very overwhelmed with emotion right now.
Yeah, it's okay. Let it out. This is kind of how you were when it happened.
Oh, I know.
Found out
I felt I was like tearing up and stuff and just. It was this same kind of feeling of just, I was like shaking.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
But it was a lot of excitement, but also like the very unknown as well. And like, yeah, how do you feel? Like, is this good?
I know. I kind of was milking it a little bit. I was just like, I'm just going to be quiet and I'm just going to let her. Oh my God. I'm going to torture her a little bit.
The
but
fucking worst.
No, I just was like, I was processing and I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think, because it hits you. And I was just like trying to let all the different scenarios pop in. And none of them were, I don't want to be with this girl.
No, I know.
Or I don't want to have a kid with this girl.
Yeah.
Or I couldn't do it with this girl or no,
nothing
it was nothing
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So you mean a lot to me.
Well, that's a good start.
That's a good start. Yeah.
We'll go from there. See what happens.
But it is bad timing, It's like my TikTok career is blown up. We're starting in OnlyFans and having such a great sex life.
Yeah.
And
been going to like the swingers bars.
Yeah, we never even got into this yet. We've been talking about the swing set on the previous podcast, and some people might know what that means or doesn't. But we do some experimental things, and we're pretty open minded.
We're like just getting into it, and then COVID happened, and everything shut down. So we're just kind of waiting for like that to clear up, so we can get back into going to the clubs and stuff. And then it's like, oh,
yeah,
well.
So we'll just have to.
Just be a little pause.
We'll have some fun for the first couple months.
Yes, yeah.
And then once you start getting pregnant, then we'll take a little pause. And then, we'll figure it out once we have a little kiddo.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid, who's watching this in the future. I would call you by your name because we do have your name picked out already. Yes. Not because we're not one of those people who's like, let's name him when we just have a line.
Oh, yeah.
But we had already talked hypothetically
about having a kid
about names, just in case. And we were kind of joking, but we had these names that we always kind of made jokes about. And so I think that's what they're going to be. I mean, are we really going to change it?
I like them.
So I think we know the names.
Yeah.
Boy or girl. Mm-hmm. Do you want to have a boy or a girl? Okay,
so when we told my mom, she already had out on the counter.
Okay, so get this. We found out the line. We saw the line, and then we processed it, and then we went and we had our weekend, and then at some point we wanted to call my parents, and we did, and my parents were super excited and all this.
Yeah.
And then we were going to go tell her mom.
Because I want to do it in person.
So we went over to her mom's house to tell her, and her mom, so coincidentally, when we show up, she goes, hey, I found this. It was her old bathing suit.
My first swimsuit.
As like a little baby, a little girl bathing suit. And she literally just had it out on the counter saying, I found your old bathing suit. And I'm literally like does she know? Did you tell her? What
is going on?
And she had no clue.
Yeah.
Yet she happened to bring out a girl
she hasn't brought that out in fucking years. Years. I know.
So we're guessing it's a girl. So TikTok, all these people who said he better not have a girl I hope he doesn't have a daughter. I hope I do have a daughter. Guess what? I'm excited to have a daughter. Yeah. And I kind of do hope it's a girl for a couple of reasons. And I don't want, I don't want to put that out there either, just because what if we have a boy? You know, I don't want him being like, cause it's not like that either.
Too, I love to have a boy so that way they could like protect the sister and stuff.
Again, another way I'm not part of the patriarchy being like, it better be a boy. I always kind of felt like, I don't know. I want either one. I want a boy and a girl for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm happy either way. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just because like, my family, they all have kids. Yeah. I'm the last one. I have a big family. My family all had kids. And I was like excited that I win. I'm the last one to have a kid. I just didn't want to be, so I got to live single the longest.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of sisters and they have a bunch of kids, and then I have a brother and he has a boy. Mm-hmm. And so I just thought it would be cool if I was the other boy, but I had a girl, just to give a different perspective, but it's hard. It's
either
like,
way.
it's either way. Good. It's either way, but it feels as though just because of that's so weird.
I know.
I'm like, I'm kind of betting it's a girl.
Yeah.
But we'll find out soon.
And like, I don't know. I have this feeling up high in my stomach, and I've heard just like girls are up higher, boys are down low.
Yeah,
like
I've also heard that you can't get pregnant when you're on top, and that's false, Erin.
I heard too, you can't get pregnant on your period, and that's false. So I don't know how I feel about all of these, like, what is it called?
Wives' tales.
Yeah.
Old wives' tales.
Yeah.
Well,
but we'll see.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Crazy.
It's a crazy week.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you guys were expecting we were going to talk about on this week's podcast. What kind of drama? Last week we were talking about Chris D'Elia and all this stuff, and cancel culture. And it's like, I like ranting about these topics, but this one sure was a curveball the other way.
Yep.
And we were going to talk about other things, the OnlyFans, the weekend. And now it's just, that's kind of sad.
Because it's like settling in, sinking in. It's like, I've been thinking about it quite a bit.
I know. And tomorrow we're going to wake up and she's going to go, so are we doing this?
I know.
Are we really doing this? She's just hoping or expecting one day I'm going to be like, no, let's get rid of this.
Just got to make sure we're in this. Yeah.
I'm in it.
We're in this.
It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I can do it.
I
can do it. We got most of the things figured out.
Yes.
And we had talked about this before. Like, it'd be cool, just have it's like, I sit in the backyard sometimes, I'm doing my own thing, and I'm just like, you're out there doing yard work, and I'm like, it would be cool to have just a little toddler running around. It's just like another friend. Mm-hmm. It's better than our cat.
He's such an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, what else? What else is there to worry about? Mm-hmm. Other than the complications, or now I'm going to have this, paternal fear all the time of now I have to really protect you and protect the kid.
Mm-hmm. But also, don't be overprotective.
No, and we talked about that too, of like hypotheticals about having kids. And like, I do feel like I'm going to be the type of dad that like is realistic and wants to not shelter them, but give them all the tools and knowledge possible to have the best understanding of life at the youngest age when they're able to handle it. And especially if it was a girl, things about sex and boyfriends and all that stuff. I don't want to be one of those dads I'm going to be overprotective when I know I need to be, or when there is real danger, of course, because I understand the danger that girls have to deal with a lot of times.
Yes.
But I also understand that you can't just say, no, you're not allowed to go to your boyfriend's house.
You won't have a boyfriend until you're 18 or some shit. It's like that's not real.
That's not how you're going to have a girl who trusts you.
They're going to do it behind your back. Or like,
again, our future kid is going to watch this and be like, you said. God, we're going to eat our words someday. It's so funny.
But too, like talking about sex when they're young too, and just making that a known thing so it's not taboo.
Well, especially with us, because we've put ourselves out there, you know, talking about the OnlyFans. And it's like, we like it and it's fun and we have such a good chemistry and we want to share it. And we're barely
a natural
started.
Part of life.
Yeah. And it's like, I just like to make content online and I like to have sex, of course. And if I can put those two together and get money from it.
Yeah. What?
It's fucking great. Yeah. Why not? That's right in my wheelhouse.
Yes.
But you know, people are always like, I couldn't do that because I have kids. Or what about if your kids find out? It's like, okay, tell them about sex.
Everybody has pictures out there. Yeah. Everybody's sent a picture before, like all of these things.
Especially this generation.
Yeah.
And it's like, just own it. Own it from the beginning and just, you know.
I don't give it away for free.
Yeah. But it will be interesting. I'm sure things will change as we have a child who's growing up and this is fucking weird, yo. This is so weird. This is really weird. Yeah. It's weird to be like, this is not just hypotheticals anymore. See, it still has not sunken in, but
no,
it is real.
It is, yeah.
It's real. It's a real thing.
It is crazy.
But again, this is the news, guys. This is what's happening. We're excited. We're also nervous. We're also not completely like accepting
yet.
In shock. We're a little still in shock. And we totally are accepting that if something goes wrong and a miscarriage happens, we're okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it's good to know. I think what's good is that we know how we handled it. And I think that's going to bring us closer together and make us reassured that at least we know how we felt about it and we were okay with it and we were on the same page and we were loving. I think it'll
still
supportive.
Keep us very close.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like this connection that we now have, the deeper one, is always going to stay even after this.
Yeah.
Because we shared this experience together and we know the reaction and all of that
too. And we know that now we've kind of at least thought about it in a realistic way that whenever we want to, we could make it happen again.
Yeah.
You know? So I never have to pull out anymore. She can't get pregnant again. I mean, not right now. So guess what?
It was a false positive.
Guess what, guys? The OnlyFans is about to get even freakier. But it is, it's going to be awkward once you're pregnant. Then we're going to have to, you know, you're pregnant, but you know.
No, yeah.
We're not going to put all that out there.
It's so crazy.
You know? Yeah.
Well, surprise.
Congratulations to future mom over here.
Yeah. Congrats, Daddy.
That's going to be weird. I guess now you can actually call me that unironically or unsexily. I don't know.
Unsexily.
Now it's not like being sexy. Now it's like just being real. You're a daddy. I don't know. You've never really called me that before.
No, yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about that. We'll save that for the OnlyFans. Yeah, I don't know. So what else? You know? That's the news of the week.
My mouth is so dry. Yeah. This coffee is just.
Well, maybe you need to drink some water because you got to hydrate that baby.
I know.
See, this is how I think now. I'm instantly like, okay, let's do what you got to do. You need something? What you got? How you feeling?
Make me food.
Oh my God. She's gonna milk this for all it's worth.
Hell yeah. Oh, my feet hurt.
Shut up. All right, we're not starting with that now. But I'm sure there will be that.
Yeah. Just like massaging my belly and stuff.
Yeah, I was kind of already doing that.
Yeah.
I felt like, wow, there's actually something in here.
Yeah. It's a very crazy concept.
So we'll be back next week with all kinds of new information about what we're setting up a doctor's appointment and we're going to go and we're going to see and find out everything we need to find out, ask questions, get answers about hypotheticals, some of the activities we've been involved in during this past couple weeks that may or may not have affected the baby, but I did some research online and it seems, you know, it happens. It's okay. It's not that serious. And most women, young women who get pregnant, they're partying during the time they're pregnant without knowing they're pregnant. And then they stop drinking when they find out. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of that. It's normal. And most people have normal babies.
Yeah.
But either way, look at our genetics. Our baby's going to be perfect. It's going to be smart.
It's going to be so cute.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably blonde.
And light eyes.
Yeah. Could be a redhead.
I know.
We shouldn't villainize that because what if it is?
It's like your beard looks a little like tintish of red.
How dare you? Well, you are the McCarthy,
or it's just blonder
by the way.
too.
You're the Irish. I mean, I'm Irish too, but I also am Polish. Who knows? That's where my smart brain comes from.
The Polish?
Yeah, see, she doesn't get the joke. It's actually Polish are dumb, stereotypically.
Oh.
But how's that explain me? It goes against the stereotype, supposedly. Yeah, right, Nick. You're an idiot. I've seen your TikToks. Yeah, so we'll find out the news and we'll keep you guys informed. And so now Quality Time Podcast with Nick and Erin is not only about Nick and Erin, but we have a little co-star on the way.
A little babe.
And we'll keep you informed on what's going on. But I promise this podcast will not all just be about baby talk and stuff.
No,
it's going to be about what it's always about. But this week, that's what we've been dealing with and thinking about. And
that's the big news.
Now the world knows. So hi, family, friends. Hi, everybody who doesn't know. Hi, TikTok people. Hi, Instagram people. Hi, old girlfriends. Hi, fucking everybody in life who's finding out right now from watching this podcast.
But also, y'all, don't get attached.
Yeah.
Because it may not happen.
Does this
still
mean
very soon?
Yeah. Does this mean I can now put out my jokes, my picture jokes about
we will see.
All right, we'll talk about that.
We will see. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this podcast was not filled with jokes and sarcasm as always, although we did hypothetically talk about killing our unborn baby. So, I mean, there's still some of that realisticness for me. But, you know, we're reasonable, realistic people, and that's the way we talk. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the news. So stay tuned. Anything else?
No. That's
okay.
It. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next week.
Okay, see you.
Ba-da-ba.